Welcome back. All right, news of the day video for all you fine people on the internet. It is Monday. It is May the 26th, almost June. And hockey's still in full swing. So we're going to talk about PWHL and AHL, NHL playoffs, of course, tonight. And we're going to start off with the Worlds. THG Thompson got the gold medal goal for the Americans. The first gold for the USA since 1933 at the World Championships. So it's been a while. And it was only a 1-0 game, so it stays close. Switzerland right in it. Switzerland gets the silver, and THG Thompson getting the game winner. Good for THG Thompson. Maybe he can have a really good season for Buffalo. Maybe this bodes well for Buffalo for next year. And Jeremy Swayman went 7-0 in the tournament, so that's good news for Boston fans, I think. Swayman having a good tournament, being able to get away from Boston and play in a different environment. Who knows? Maybe that'll help for next year for him. And then a nice gesture as well by the Americans, bringing a Johnny Gaudreau jersey out and putting that over the trophy that they were awarded. So having a Johnny Gaudreau jersey and paying tribute to him, great, fantastic. And yeah, so this definitely is a nice lead in for next year's Olympics, where we will see all the NHL players playing, and should be a fun one. And this is just a reminder that while all the focus is going to be U.S. and Canada, hey, at the Olympics, there's a lot of countries. U.S. and Canada might both be out before the gold medal game. We could see Sweden and Czechia. We could see Slovakia against whoever. It's the Olympics. You just never know. Definitely some heroics to be had next year. Should be fun to watch. Rope Hintz last night was not close to playing. And just based on his body language, talking to the trainer before the game, was obvious he wasn't going to go. So we'll see whether or not Hintz is able to play in the next game. He is the number one center for Dallas. That's something that I feel like I might as well throw out there. He is their number one center, so losing him is major for Dallas, and if he's not able to go in game 4. It's a series they're already losing, and not having Hintz definitely makes it so they're more losinger than they might have been otherwise. That's a word, don't look it up. So pending restricted free agent Erik Brannstrom has opted to sign in the Swiss League. So he signs a 3-year deal in the Swiss League. So for Buffalo at this point in time, they won't have Brannstrom for next season. Brannstrom, a good defenseman who just wasn't quite good enough to get a regular job at the National Hockey League level. Excellent AHL numbers, so he ends up going over to Europe. It's one of those cases, and I've talked about that for years now, how there are some players who look like they're too good probably to play in the AHL, but they don't quite fit in at the NHL level, and very often those players end up going over to Europe. They can make a little more money, at least I think per game. I think it's more in the European leagues than what you're going to get in the AHL, and in Brannstrom's case too, you're closer to home. So all the best to Brannstrom in the Swiss League. Tonight's game between Carolina and Florida, I'm thinking it's probably the last game of the series. Oh no, THG jinxed him. Yeah, Florida's up 3-0. Carolina's lost 15 in a row in conference final games. So I don't think a jinx is possible here. Freddie Anderson's going to start for Carolina. I don't know. They could put in Cam Ward. I don't think it would matter. Would be. Because sure, I might as well say would be, because we can't say for sure, right? Maybe Florida blows the 3-0 series lead, maybe, but it would be the sixth. Would be the 6th year in a row that the Prince of Wales Trophy's gone to a Florida-based team, which everybody puts as being, well, that's because no tax in the state. The weird thing being, there's no taxes in Washington State where Seattle plays. There's also no state taxes in Tennessee, and Nashville, not really a juggernaut. So I always feel like, yes, that's part of the argument for why the Florida-based teams have done well, but it also is a way of trying to diminish those teams doing well, so that you can say, well, yeah, they do well, but it's the no tax thing, really. It's not that they have a good GM, a good coach, a good team, that they have some of the best depth in the National Hockey League, and if you shut down a couple of guys, it doesn't matter because the rest of them will chip in. Nope, it's just because of the state taxes. There's a lot more to it at some point during the summer, and especially once we get through free agency. Be interesting to look at how much players get and how much you can argue guys take a pay cut to play certain places, because that is certainly an argument to be made, but something to look at this summer, and we'll see if Florida ends up winning the Stanley Cup as well. PWHL tonight, Minnesota hosting Ottawa in Game 4. This starts at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific. If Minnesota wins the entire series and are your champions of the PWHL. In the AHL, we got closer to seeing who's going to be winning that. Last night, Laval beats Rochester 5-0. So Laval left nothing to doubt or to fate there. They just went out and clobbered Rochester. Laval will now host Charlotte in game 1 on Wednesday. So Laval, not much time here to regroup and get things going. A couple of days off, though, isn't bad, especially for AHL players, right? Texas also beat Milwaukee 3-2, so Texas moves on. They will play the winner of Abbotsford, Colorado tonight. So I got my fingers crossed it's going to be Abbotsford. It could be Colorado. If it's Colorado, we get Texas and Colorado. It's the first round of the NHL playoffs, but in the conference final in the AHL. So either way, it'll be a fun series, but of course, I'm crossing my fingers for Abbotsford. It would be nice to see an Abbotsford home playoff game in person. It'd be fun for me. I'm hoping that's a thing that can happen, because once we either get the series between Florida and Carolina done, and we get a couple of nights without NHL hockey where maybe I could go to an AHL game, or during the Stanley Cup final, of course, it's not every night, maybe I get to go and see an Abbotsford game. And it's best of 7 once you get into the next round. So, fingers crossed. At the Memorial Cup, London, they're 2-0. They had a 3-1 win yesterday over Rimouski. So London is going to be in that playoff round. Moncton and Medicine Hat duke it out tonight. Rimouski's in a tough spot. They're 0-2 so far in this tournament. So the tournament is quick. It does not take long before you figure out who the contending team is going to be. And at this point, it looks like London may very well be the best of the 4 teams, but we shall see what happens tonight between Moncton and Medicine Hat. And the final is, I believe, on June the 1st. So we'll find out soon who wins the Memorial Cup. The tournament is very, very fast. So, yeah, a lot of pressure there, and good on those kids for fighting their way through it. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding any of the news on the board, and who you think's going to win the game tonight and why it'll be Florida. That fun stuff. Again, I don't even worry about jinxing them. It's not there. I don't even worry about people saying, oh, no, he's jinxed him. It's just how. Carolina just cannot win in the conference final. It's just a thing. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. Hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys for helping this channel pass 351,000 subscribers. It's greatly appreciated. I will talk to you again soon.